Hey everybody, welcome back to Wing Wednesdays. I'm Tucker, and today we're going to talk to you about the Triton Monofoil. If you haven't seen this foil yet, it's one of the most innovative designs we've seen in quite a while. Certainly totally different than a lot of what you're seeing out there in the industry. Probably different than what you've ridden before. Hang out with us, I'm going to show you a little bit about it, and I'll talk to you about my review after riding it this summer. So this is it. This is the front wing, this is the fuselage, this is the stabilizer, this is it. This one front wing, wild looking trapezoidy thing. It is a freak. This thing is weird looking. See if I can show you guys kind of some of those curves here. And what we've got here too is the complete foil set. So they also make a really nice aluminum mast that goes with it. And it's really lightweight and solid. So this entire kit, it can buy it just for the front wing and adapt it to your current mast. It fits a lot of the aluminum masts in the industry, including like Slingshot, and also has an adapter for carbon Moses or Saab foil carbon masts. But honestly, if you don't already have a mast that you'd like to use, the Triton mast is really solid. It fits perfectly with that front wing, and it's quite light and stiff for its size, so it's just an easy button, you know, to ride it with that. But I've also ridden it with a Slingshot aluminum mast this summer, and it worked just as good. So there's a lot of Slingshot masts out there. Sometimes you can find them used or on sale. That mast works excellent as well, just a little bit heavier. So what's up with this wing? It's a monofoil, which means it doesn't have a stabilizer. It doesn't even have a fuselage. It's just one wing that kind of bolts to the bottom of the mast. If you look at the wing though, it's not just a front wing without a stabilizer. A lot of people are out there riding without a stabilizer, just with a front wing, but those wings are designed to be ridden with a stabilizer. So they really got to be slammed forward, lots of back foot pressure. They're really unstable and hard to ride. So this monofoil aims to take that out of the equation. The back end of it kind of flips up. It's almost like one of these. So that little flip at the end almost acts like a stabilizer and gives you a lot more stability, predictability, which really makes it a lot easier to ride. And being behind your back foot, it's just a lot more intuitive, or under your back foot, I should say. It's just a lot more intuitive with how you turn and where your weight distribution is over the foil. It just makes it that much better than any other monofoil I've ridden, and also a lot better, you know, than just trying to kind of throw it on there front wing only and make it work, because those are just really hard to ride. I've never really thought that was very useful or practical for most people. So the Triton does dissolve some of those issues with monofoils. Now, my review, I'm 205 pounds. The first thing I would say is I could tell almost immediately this foil is a bit small for me in this design. I need quite a bit of power from the Kite. Once I do get on foil and speed up, there's not a whole lot of extra range to it in the high end. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is a free ride foil. It's great in waves. It's not for racing. It's not meant for downwinding or something. Not meant for winging or surfing on a prone board or sup. So kite foiling, free ride, it's a lot of fun, but it does have a pretty limited range in terms of speed, at least for me at Y weight. I think it'd be a lot more fun if I was either lighter by, you know, 20 or 30 pounds, or the wing was a little bigger. So I've let them know that. Hopefully we'll see a bigger wing in the future. That might be interesting to try to get a little bit more range for somebody heavier like me, and maybe be able to size down my kite like I'm used to for kite foil free ride. But for the majority of the riders out there, you're gonna find this thing is really loose and playful. You can point it wherever you want without any hesitation. There's no trackiness where it wants to go where it's pointed. You can kind of slide it. You can definitely bank some really high speed, high G turns in the waves, or in the just water if you're just ripping fast and you want to rip a quick turn. very tight turns, very limitless in terms of turning performance, I would say. The only downside is there's not a lot of glide. So if you're not having kite power or wave power pushing you, it's gonna decelerate really quickly. And since you don't have a lot of high range, there's not a lot of room to go before you hit that stall speed. So you wanna make sure you have a kite that gives some good power, that has good lift, and ride in the waves, or fly your kite in a way that you have consistent kite power. Don't think you're just gonna scream downwind with your kite above you, because you're gonna really decelerate quickly and drop off foil. Now, in a jibe and attack, you might think that makes it really hard. And I would say, you know, maybe you gotta make a tighter turn, you gotta make it happen faster than with a normal foil, because you can't just glide through it. But because of the turning radius and how you can just redirect this foil, you can also just do a quick little flip around and go the other way. Keep that kite high, create a lot of lift, or you can loop the kite, you know, through that to kind of make your acceleration go as you're going through the turn. But you want to make sure you have consistent source of power, whether that's from the kite or from the wave beneath you. Now I say the wave, I'd say the number one thing that I found this foil is awesome for me anyway, is riding kite foiling in the waves. So if you've got maybe, you know, waist or maybe a little overhead waves, this thing will just rip turns at full Mach speed right in the face, right in the pocket, without a whole lot of issue. Whereas a lot of other foils are gonna accelerate too much or just get too tracky at those high speeds. Because this one has a bit more limited range and totally limitless freedom of movement in terms of how you turn, you can really just bank a high speed turn and rip it almost like a little skateboard across the wave face and back and forth across the wave. As long as that wave has decent power to continue to push you, you know, that's gonna keep you going without a lot of need for that extra glide. And then you just gotta kind of navigate your kite accordingly to keep it in the sky and make sure you keep tension in your lines. So yeah, this is the Triton Monofoil. Really stoked on it. It's definitely for a very you know, niche kind of rider, maybe a limited speed range for heavier riders. You know, definitely aimed at more, I would say, that 130 to 180 pound rider ideally. But that just depends on how you want to ride it and how you want to use it. That's just my point of view from the way I ride at 205 pounds. But yeah, couldn't be happier with the construction. Really, everything's top notch, well made. Good job, guys at Triton. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with next, because I know you got some cool stuff coming. This has been Tucker with MACkite.com, and we'll see you next time.